Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Young Classics. This is episode number 3475, double shot number 3369. Both these two trades are the final two trades for both these two respective series. First up we have is The Walking Dead Volume 32, Rest in Peace. Yeah, this is the end of the series. Charlie Allard, he wasn't the original artist, but they have him here. So this book contains issues 187 to 193. You think, like, why the heck would this stop at 183? According to Kirkman, here's the thing, they actually did solicit issues 194, 185, but those were quickly canceled due to 183 being the final issue. According to Kirkman, he actually wanted to end the series at a very random number, so he picked 183. So we have the governor of the Commonwealth, basically, and make speeches, makes crimes, and of course they get along fine, and yeah, and there's still a princess here too, with big black eye. She basically slept with a couple trades ago. Carl doesn't do a lot per se until like so. And he smiles the fact that Sophia's there, and of course, well, he's there with the Alpha's daughter. Yeah, he's been sleeping with her during the whole time skip. A lot of the time, these two have been sleeping together a lot. Then we have more zombies and killed off. Yeah, the whole thing with the zombies has been really trimmed back. Michelle basically does her own thing here. And of course Maggie does her own thing here. By the way, she does have a son named Glenn, who's named after a late husband. And he has not made an appearance in quite a while. I don't know if they forgot about the character, because at one point Maggie was basically briefly in relationship with somebody, and then they got broke up real quickly. Also, I noticed though, apparently, like while she's been leader, she's put on a little bit of weight. She's not like chubby per se, but I don't know, maybe she eats too much. So there's a bit of disagreement with the governor and the people, which basically turns into a full-blown civil war. Yeah. All because the people decide to rise up against it because, yeah, at this point, yep, they do in fact do that. There's stuff with Stephanie and Eugene. Oh yeah, and there's a breakout of the prison. And you're probably all thinking, where the heck is Negan in all this? Well, he's not here. But Dwayne is dead. Yes. So, yeah, Rick basically was going on. And then, of course, basically, then we have the governor's idiot son come in. And he's being a complete moron. And points out, like, everybody hates you. Your family takes advantage of the people here. You treat like crap, and you worse them. You deserve to die. If you don't deserve to die for what you've done, that's the only reason I'm helping you. I think it's the first time we've actually seen the governor's son. And there's other stuff here. The kingdom itself, it's not really brought up here at all. Nope. Eugene 75, bunch of walkers. Yeah, and does the Civil War break out? Well, people, of course, are sleeping. Of course, you have people sleeping and look like a bank. Yeah, and then, of course, basically we have, like, almost a full-blown war between the Commonwealth and I think it was the Hilltop, which Maggie is in charge of. And they fight a bunch of walkers. And of course, Rick tries to stop it, but nope. Yeah, now we come to a full-blown war. Yep, where basically have the community taking on the Commonwealth. Yep. And of course, basically, Rick has his hand over shot by the first company. Like, we are not the Walking Dead. Yeah, that's basically a callback to the start of the series where he did say we are the Walking Dead. Here he says we're not the Walking Dead. It's a callback to the start of the series. And then Sebastian, who's being a complete idiot. It's calmed down. Rick is arrested, of course. Then eventually he's released and he goes home. He goes to a place he's staying at. And then Sebastian doesn't like it very much at all. So Sebastian proceeds to shoot Rick. You know, the main character of the series. And he dies, becomes a walker. Yep, Rick dies in the penultimate issue of the series. Yep. And then Carl, who wakes up, sees the fact his dad has become a walker, so he has no choice but to kill him. Sebastian is dealt with. Punished. And of course, basically going through. So, yeah, being punished. I thought it was a little bit, of course, everyone's all sad the fact Rick is gone. I mean, Rick has been the driving force of the series since issue 1. He's gone in the penultimate issue of the series. Yep. So I can't do this anymore. And then another zombie pops up. He gets killed by an older Carl. Yes, who now has a beard. And Sophia. Now, yeah, it's kind of revealed here that he actually married Sophia and they have a kid together. So the girl he was sleeping with, yeah, apparently they broke up. Yeah, it's not exactly what happened to him, so there was a Romer, so basically it's another zombie. And kind of in a way, the world has become like a western town. Yeah. Oh, this is Herschel. I think this is Maggie's son. Yeah. So, no, actually, this is somebody else. So, yeah. And of course, the punch. And of course, there's a trial. And stuff is slowly back normal, and people look like a regular court now. I think this is the governor, who is now the judge. So apparently it took time to make new clothes, because of course there's not. I would say they probably killed off pretty much all the walkers. Yes, all the zombies that they've had. There might be a few stragglers. I think a lot of them are pretty much gone. Now, one thing about the series they don't do, there's no mention that they got the power back on in the country. There's no mention of it at all. And it's all over basically, and then Mag comes, and Mag, who apparently now the president. Yes. So yeah, Herschel. So this is Maggie's son. Basically, the specimen. Maggie basically has a pool, and and then of course there's another trial. We actually see another judge. Yep, we see a bunch of birds. Stuff is slowly getting back normal per se, and we see Eugene part of the Western Front. Yes, the Western Front. No mention with Stephanie. Nope. His girlfriend he got. They got toward the end of the series. Yeah, no mention of her at all. No mention that they are still together. They broke up. Don't know. I'm guessing because how old Carl is and how Maggie is, I'm assuming about 20, 30 years must have passed by. They don't say how much time passed by. This is, I think this is overall like the second time skip the whole series. Yep. And of course, Carl goes home, sees his amazing daughter. Who he named after his stepmother. Yes, he named his daughter after stepmother, Andrea. Yep. And he's probably custody once again. And of course, then we have the judges now. Mahone. Yep, she's a judge. Yeah, this is nothing unusual. You look at her. She's aged a little bit since before time skip. Yeah, nothing unusual about this. I've seen it where some people are black who actually age a bit slower than some people. So, yeah, she aged a little bit. And, of course, basically, Carl does smile at seeing Mahone. But because he's happy to see her. And the trial itself basically is like... Yeah. Also, the thing that's not addressed here, what happened to her daughter? Yeah, there is no mention of that at all. I don't think so. So... It's like, you want a sword? Take care of it. Keep it nice and sharp, just in case. Many people believe that the famous Judge Horn used to carry a sword. It was Mahone who carried the sword. So, yeah, Herschel's being a dick. And then, of course, apparently we revealed there's a statue of Rick Grimes. I'm like, that's interesting. And they go with the bearded look with him. I guess because that's what he looked before he died. After he was killed by Sebastian, the governor's son. So, they all go home. And then, of course, basically, Sophia basically is there. And, of course, Andrew's there, too. So, looks like the princess did marry her man. Okay. Yeah. But, yeah, there's a bunch of questions, basically. I would wonder, though, like, you might think, like, where's Negan? I think he went back to the Saviors. I know that. But then I think he just disappeared. I don't remember if he died. I don't remember if he died or not. It was kind of weird. So, this is a nice ending to the series, but anybody who read the series start to finish probably are asking, by the way, I give this book hopefully 9 out of 10. So there are questions I think a lot of people are probably wondering about the series itself. So, here's the questions this file issue does not answer. What happened with Eugene and Stephanie? There's no mention of Stephanie in the last issue. There's no mention that she died. Because clearly she didn't die in the final stuff with the zombies. Mahone's daughter, the one who actually was alive. Yeah, no mention what happened to her. Not in the slightest. No mention of the kingdom. Like, I'm assuming the country's kind of good close back together at this point in the course of the universe of The Walking Dead. But with this last issue, there's a bunch of questions. I don't know if Kirkman ever bothered to, like, as far as I can tell, Kirkman did do like a Negan, something with Negan, but Negan didn't die. I didn't see him die. Excuse me, I know Dwayne died, but not Negan. Negan went back to the Saviors, and he wasn't seen ever again. His Battle of Seal was destroyed during the Whisper War. Yeah, that whole thing with the Whisper War, that was like very brief. It was over quickly. One thing about one of the members, that was Beta, we never found out who the heck he was. Like, could you assume that could have been Eugene based on the face? Not really. And what happened with Whispers? Oh, they're just gone. Yeah, Kirkman just dropped them from the series for no explained reason. Yeah, it is really weird. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there's a lot of stuff related to the series that, by this last issue, it felt as though he had to rush the ending because he was bored. And I think he just didn't want to explore. There were some characters I would like to see explored, but it's like they just don't go into them. Like, here's something for you. What happened to Kingdom? I know that I think it was Mahone was in charge of the place after Ezekiel died. They briefly showed up when the combo showed up, and then they were just dropped from the series. Now, the Hilltop, they were kind of there, but anything established them, yeah, that was dropped immediately. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in the combo was basically dropped toward the end of the series. Like, anything that drove the series at some point, it's like he kept dropping it for some reason. Like, the combo, he did a really good job establishing that. And the fact also the governor basically is terrible with the people. Nice person to interact with, but so it's not her treating people's crap, it's basically her son doing that. I'm like, okay, interesting. Now, by the end of the series, here's the weird thing about the series. A lot of the characters introduced when the series started are pretty much all dead. Like, by the end of the series, these are the people who are basically around the starting issues of the series. They are still alive. Carl, Mahone, Maggie, Sophia is still there. I think that's it, because everyone else is gone. They're all dead. Either got killed by zombies or killed with conflicts with the Whisper War or the Saviors. And for those who remember the character Shane, the one who was supposed to be Rick's best friend, and also we found it was found out over the course of the series that while Rick was in a coma, Shane was sleeping with Rick's wife and got her pregnant. And then the girl died. Yes, the governor, the first governor in the series, killed her baby. He was so despicable. Yeah. It is, it's not a terrible series per se, Walking Dead. I just kind of felt as though by the end of it, it felt as though, like, way too many plot threads were dropped. It's like, based on what I read, like I mentioned before, Kirkman was getting bored. And I think he just wanted to end the series so badly. Yes. But in my honest opinion, if he was going to end this series, why not actually wrap up a lot of the plot threads? Because by the time you end the series, the plot threads are not wrapped up at all. It just ends. We have another time skip. A lot of the characters don't really explore what the heck happened to them. And that's kind of the thing. Like it's something, though, that Maggie survived the whole series, despite being nearly poisoned at one point. Yeah. This one survived so much of the whole series. The fact she had a son, and the fact her son is a piece of crap. Yeah, her son is terrible. Like, the fact he wanted to basically show off on display frickin' zombies. And apparently, what's Carl's punishment? Providing a specimen. I'm like, why the... And of course, Carl had every right to kill him. Like, why the heck would you want to basically show off zombies like it's a sideshow? It's stupid. It's a really dumb idea. I thought that Maggie named her son Glenn after her husband, not Herschel. Herschel was her father. So, at some point now, she's the president. Like, I have no problem with a woman being president in a fiction series, but it's like, oh, she's president now. Okay, and she's older. Okay. Yeah. Also, Sophia is randomly back with Carl. As for his previous girlfriend, yeah, she briefly appeared. Apparently, she's like a guard now. Apparently, she and Carl broke up at some point. It felt really weird with all the stuff happening over the course of the series, and it is just like, and this is my honest opinion about this, I'm thinking that Kirkman just didn't want to wrap up everything. Like, maybe he wanted, and this is my personal guess about this, I'm guessing that he probably wanted someone else to take up the reins of the series. But he probably couldn't find anybody because it's his series, so there's that. And weird enough, AMC kept the TV show on the air, despite the fact the comic had already ended. And also the TV show took out Carl, which that was basically a red flag for a lot of people who watch the show. People hated the fact they killed off Carl in the show, to the point where they launched a petition to bring him back, despite the fact he probably died. I haven't really watched the show since, like, I watched the first 2 episodes. I haven't got back to it, per se. I know the show itself was good, but... And also, they took out Rick Grimes for... Oh, they're going to put him in the movie, which never came out. AMC just way overdid the whole thing with The Walking Dead. Yeah, they overdid it with that series. But... That's another series where Kirkman done. Might be others, but next up we have is a Cyberforce trade. Cyberforce Rebirth Volume 3 Artifacts. Of course, Mark, this is Matt Hawkins. Artifacts was basically a 7-issue limited series. The last trade pretty much wrapped up Volume 3. Mostly put, it just continues from my plot thread ideas. Of course, by Matt Hawkins and Brian Hill. Art by Roger Zayas. Mostly put continues some plot threads from Volume 3 of the series. And kind of wraps up okay-wise. There's not much else here with this book. But this is also pretty much, in a way, the end of basically what I'm doing for Cyberforce, because I don't think on the app there's nothing else related to Cyberforce. I mean, there's technically like one thing at the Cyberforce review, that's Volume 2. But I'm going to give this trade for Cyberforce a 7 out of 10 per se. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Take a video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. Next up we have is... well, it is the final episode of Tojima for Camera. Okay, next video. Bye.